I'm going to show you how to file your homestead exemption in Tarrant County, Texas. Also, wait until the end for clarification about tax protests. But first, what is a homestead? A homestead is a residence that is owned by an individual, a married couple, or a trust. It cannot be owned by a business, and it cannot be an investment property. It needs to be your primary residence. What is a homestead exemption? It's a tax rebate on the appraised value of your home. In other words, with a homestead exemption, you get to lower the property taxes on your primary residence. How much is a homestead exemption? For many years, it was $25,000. In 2022, it was raised to $40,000. And in 2023, it was raised to $100,000. So if your assessed value is $500,000, you'll only pay taxes on $400,000. Also, the homestead exemption makes sure that your property taxes cannot be raised by more than 10% per year, which can be helpful when we experience a high appreciation year. If you're over 65 years of age or a disabled person, meaning you qualify to receive disability from the Social Security Administration, you can receive an additional exemption from school district taxes. If you're over 65 years of age and qualify as a disabled person, you have to choose either the over 65 or the disabled exemption. Being over 65 also qualifies you for a tax ceiling on the school district taxes for your property, meaning that they cannot increase while you're in the home, and you can transfer that ceiling to your next homestead. When should you file? Typically, the deadline is April 30th of this year to apply for last year. However, you can file a late exemption up to 2 years later. What do you need in order to file? You need a driver's license that shows the current address for that homestead. So if you just bought the home, update your driver's license with the new address first, then apply for the homestead. And if 2 people are on the deed, you need both people to update your driver's licenses. Before I go any further, please like this video if you find it helpful, subscribe if you'd like more practical real estate content like this, comment below if you'd like clarification on anything or if you'd like for me to make a video about another real estate topic. And if you want to contact me directly, my information is in the description below. Let's talk about how to file for that homestead exemption. Okay, you'll start by Googling Tarrant Appraisal District. Other counties around here refer to themselves as the Central Appraisal District, and you'll hear it called the CAD. Tarrant is just referred to as the TAD, T-A-D. Makes sense when you think about it. If Dallas County was just Dallas Appraisal District, it would be the DAD. That's not cool. Same thing with Denton County. Okay, you'll click on the main menu, and then you'll go to Homestead Application. And then Tarrant is old school, man. You're just going to print this out and fill it out. You'll put the owner name, if you're married, owner name number 2, or if it's just owned by 2 people. Owner address, city, state, and zip. Now here's something interesting about this form. You see these 2 stars here for class code and account number and 1 star for email address. This is important. Go to the bottom and read the fine print. For the 1 star, an email address of a member of the public could be confidential under Government Code Section 552. However, by including the email address on this form, you are affirmatively consenting to its release under the Public Information Act. In other words, don't put your email address on here, no need to. And then for the 2 dots, that's optional information. And so if you see a dot, no need, 2 dots, no need. Okay, so legal description, deed filing information, 2 dots, there's no need to fill that out. Manufactured home, most of you don't live in a manufactured home. If you do, you'll need to find the make, model, and ID number for it. Is the owner of this property a married couple? Click here. A single adult? Click here. And then regardless, if you are a single adult, it's 100%. If you're a married couple, it's also 100%. Are you filing a late application? Perhaps you are, and here's the year that you're filing late for. If not, click here and put the year that you're filing for currently. Do you own and live in the property for which you are seeking this residence homestead exemption? The answer to that question needs to be yes. Again, this is not legal advice, okay? You do need to actually be living in this property to file for a homestead exemption. Otherwise, you won't be able to get a homestead exemption. Provide the complete location address of your previous residence, including county and state. Provide that here. And then on what day did you begin occupying this property as your principal residence? And so perhaps that was closing day. Maybe you moved into it on August 1st, put August 1st there. Maybe you bought it on August 1st, but provided a lease back to the sellers, and you moved in on September 1st. Then you would put September 1st here. Maybe you own 5 properties, and this was one of your investment properties, and now you're moving into it as a primary residence. You would not put the date that you bought the property. You would put the date that you moved into it as your primary residence. All right. Do you own other residential property in Texas? If yes, you need to put that here. Are you claiming a homestead exemption on any other property? The answer to that question needs to be no. Again, that needs to be truthful, but it would need to be no in order for you to qualify for this homestead exemption. Heir property. Is the applicant identified on deed or other recorded instrument? Hopefully the answer to that question is yes. You're on the deed if you are on the title. If not, you'll have to fill out some other forms. If yes, provide the court record filing number on recorded deed or other recorded instrument. And so you'll have to go to your deed. You can also go to the title company and ask them for this information, the title company that helped you close on this house. If no, required documentation must be provided. For most of you, you are the owner, you are on the deed, and you can find this information. Do other heirs occupy the property? If this is an heir property, if there's other heirs involved, then my recommendation is to stop right here and to talk with a real estate attorney. I have recommended a good one in the description below. Cooperative housing, much more common in Manhattan, New York than it is in Tarrant County, Texas. And so for most of you, the answer is no. If the answer is yes to that, I'm happy to help you sort through that. Is any portion of the property for which you are claiming a residence homestead exemption income producing? This is not asking, are you renting out one of your rooms to your brother? It's saying, are you selling corn, right? Are you producing agriculture on this property? For most of you, the answer is no. If you do have a 5-acre property and 4 acres of it is corn that you're selling, then you would check yes. 4 out of 5, that's 80%, and you put 4 acres here. Now for this next section, most of you are going to identify yourself with a driver's license, and so you won't need to check any of this. If you don't have a driver's license, then you can read through this and see if you qualify for any of these exceptions. And then most of you are going to click that you are applying for a general residence homestead. If you're 65 or older, you can apply for an exemption on your school district taxes. It also caps how much you will owe on your taxes. If you qualify for disability with the Social Security Administration, you can click here. Or if you're a disabled veteran or a surviving spouse. Again, if you have any of these, I'm happy to help you through this. You know who you are. You know if you qualify for these. For most of you, you'll just be clicking here for the general residence homestead. And then again, if you do qualify for any of the other exemptions, perhaps you are 65 and over, and on your previous residence you had a tax ceiling on what you owed for school district taxes, that is transferable. And so you can click here, tax limitation, and put your previous address. Same thing if you qualify for any of these. And then you'll print it out. You will print your name here. You'll say that you are owner, that's your title. And then you will sign here, date here, and then you will mail it to this address right here. That's how you do it. Okay, regarding tax protests, remember that there's a difference between your market value and your assessed value. You're going to get an appraisal notice in the mail from the county. When you receive it, you'll see the market value and the appraised value. The market value is what the county believes your house could sell for currently. The assessed value is the amount at which they have valued the house for the previous tax year. The assessed value is the amount on which you're going to be taxed, and that's the amount that will be reduced by $100K when you file for your homestead exemption. So why do they show you the market value and the assessed value? They want to show you that the market value is higher than the assessed value as a way of discouraging you from protesting that assessed value down further. Don't take the bait. You can still protest that assessed value even if the market value is higher on that appraisal notice. Subscribe for more helpful real estate content. Here's more real estate how-tos, and you might find this video helpful as well. I'll see you next time.